Go.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Another day, right after Thanksgiving. I was just telling Michael that I ate so much yesterday that I got a stomach ache. Went to the
Mhm.
bathroom for like 30 minutes. It's pretty bad. But it was good food. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good food. I just couldn't stop myself. But in any case, a conversation between me and Mike. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is supposed to be taken seriously. The only part that you might want to consider to, take some credence with is the fact that I am a personal trainer. I'm certified, so I can give you some relative professional advice on those bounds, but limited there as well because I am not a dietitian, so I really can't be giving you nutrition
You're in the journey
information.
though. You're in the
But
journey.
I am on the journey, and I've been training and doing all the training and trying to become a professional in the field of dietitian for well over 10 years at this point. So I pretty much know all my stuff. In any case, yeah, that's it. Let's jump into what topics we got for the day.
Sweet. Good morning, everybody. Happy Black Friday, if you believe in that. But yeah. Topics for the day include da-da-da-da-da-da-da. In the personal development, we have setting boundaries. I like that. Fitness. Do you hear the background noise?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's the I think it's the garbage truck.
No, you're good.
All right, but on
Wait,
the
is that your
fitness,
window? You have it just completely open?
yeah, that's my window.
Damn, bro. Can anybody just jump in there?
No, it's not open. It's just wait. Hold on. How you
It looks
change the
like
focus?
Jesus Christ is gonna come through that window soon.
It's not open. It's just it's the curtains are open, but not open.
Gotcha. No, you're good. You're good.
Probably cold as fuck as well outside too. I boom. Fitness, strength training, and different workloads. So the reps and the sets. Finance. What is risk management? Very good topics for the day. I'm not gonna lie. I drank last night like a little bit. So let's see how my brain functions on these topics today. But
Oh
yeah,
man, today's Friday. We should be
no,
having
actually
some
it's
shots,
Friday.
bro.
We should be taking a shot. Take the
God.
shot, Randy. I'm gonna pause that. I'm gonna pause the recording really quick. I boom. I got my bottle here.
So there's literally almost nothing left in the bottle, but it's a shot, basically.
You know what they say? If you're hungover, drink more. Oh well,
I
that's
don't,
my.
I don't think that's what they said.
Anyways, all right. Cheers, my guy. Shots.
Salute.
Oof. It actually tastes better.
This is sweet.
Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, cool. Yeah. So let's jump right into the topic.
All
Personal
right.
development, setting boundaries.
All
What
right.
do you think?
So what do you think? What do you got? Because
Oh, shit. Why me? Nah. Okay.
all
Okay.
right.
Cool, cool,
No,
cool.
no, I'll start.
Setting boundaries. What comes to mind when you to setting boundaries? Like, well, this can work for everybody. Like, regardless, to in a relationship, friendships, even family. Setting boundaries is very important, so they know up to where is your, like your tolerance point. So, in my opinion, setting boundaries is mainly like, let's say you have to work. Like, usually it comes with time, in my opinion, mainly, or also like things that annoys you to a certain point. Like you can laugh a joke about, at a specific point, but once they reach the point, that's the boundary that you want to set. So for example, if they're joking around, so if it's your friends or if it's your girl, and they're joking around of a certain topic, and to the point that it reaches to the, makes you a little bit uncomfortable or makes you like a little bit upset about it, that's when you want to say like, hey, I really don't like that saying, you're taking it too far. But also you kind of want to say politely. You don't want to go like a dickhead and just be like, yo, don't say that. I'm a,
Yeah, with everybody there, right?
yeah, yeah. You gotta be nice about it. Like you gotta communicate. And yeah, usually also with time. For example, like if she wants to hang out with you all the time, if she wants to like meet with you, like, oh, let's go on a date or blah blah blah. You gotta be like, hey, I have to make, I will make time for you for the things that I want to do with you together. But if I don't have time, if I'm really busy, like, working on my shit or just have work to do, then I'm not going to go out of my way and, do something. Another thing that I do usually, well, like, it's a really good thing to do, is if you go on dates or if you're hanging out with the person and they are on your phone, you have to set boundaries right there. You gotta be like, yo, I'm making time for you here to be with you, and on your phone. Like,
Yeah, it's
fuck, that's
definitely
a
a big
bit
one.
disrespectful.
That's definitely a big one.
That's a really big one. But yeah, so setting boundaries is pretty much making yourself respect. You respecting their time and they're respecting your time, as well as, like, things that make you comfortable, or things that, you can joke around and you cannot joke around. What do you got for me?
Yeah, so I would say like going back to what you were saying in terms of like, telling them like, hey, this is like this is making me feel uncomfortable. You're pushing this limit and I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it. And like I would say like if you're like in a group of people, like you can pull them to the side, make sure that no other people aren't around and
Right.
kind of just talk to them, right? And at some point, like depending on the situation, like they do it again, maybe you can pull them aside again and tell them. But I feel like after a third time, that's it. That's like where you have to get a little bit more aggressive and be like, listen, I told you not to do this. I told you
Mm-hmm.
twice, and you kept doing it. So obviously you don't respect me, and you're doing this intentionally to either get me angry, get me to do some sort of reaction, or whatever the case might be. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really here to play this game with you. So you can either leave or I'll leave and just take it from there. Because a
Right.
lot of what boundaries are is you not tolerating disrespect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you tell people what you like and what you dislike, and then you let them take it from there. If they decide to respect that boundary, then good, we can keep being friends. But if you decide to just keep pushing it and keep pushing it, and then that goes back to like if you accept that, right? Then now you're a pushover, and now
Mm-hmm.
people are just
True.
gonna take you for granted. They're just gonna be like, ah, we can just do and say whatever to this guy because he's not gonna fight or he's not gonna do anything back. It doesn't have to get violent, but it's
Right.
the fact that you're not willing to do anything, right? You need to have respect for yourself just as much as other people have respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's always going to come back to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's for sure. That's for sure. One thing very important that, it's you gotta earn the respect at some point, because else they're just gonna, like, walk over you. And this includes friends, even family, I think.
For sure.
Like,
Everything,
yeah,
everyone.
everybody's trying to test you, and you gotta have your boundaries. You gotta know what makes you comfortable, what makes you uncomfortable. Once it makes you uncomfortable, to the point that, you kind of be like, what the fuck, you gotta set those boundaries, because also you learning about yourself, like, and you
And I
can
would
use that
also
as
say,
your
like,
downfall.
if in those moments where you feel that and you don't
Mm-hmm.
say anything, little by little, you start building up this resentment towards the person that's pushing that boundary. And maybe it doesn't happen now, but later on, at some point, you will blow up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do something that just makes you so angry that it's going to be like the smallest thing. Like it doesn't even seem that important, but because it's been building and you haven't said anything, boom, you snap.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, whoa, that guy just fucking went on fucking like crazy spree because the girl decided to just like not open the door for him or something. um it's the little things like that, but you only get to that point simply because you never talked about it. You never like
Mm-hmm.
made it a focus. You just kind of let it go and let people walk all over you, and then eventually that's going to get back to you.
Right. One thing that I think is very, very important when it comes to setting boundaries, it will be like communication. That will be key. And I believe, or I think that's, one of the essentials for a relationship, like any sort of relationship, like, with your girl or with your friends or even with your family, like, oh, with anybody that communication is key. Um, this was just was something like this. I think it was, I don't remember who it was. I think it's Warner Buffett who said, you go to college to get a degree, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But learn to communicate and your value increases by 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Because communicating effectively is so important nowadays, because you want to send the message in the right way, or like you want to send the correct message. Because even if let's say like you want to set boundaries, But if you not take it seriously, then they're not gonna take it seriously. So for example, like, okay, boom, you get mad. Well, not mad, but like, you know, you're a little bit uncomfortable and you want to set some boundaries. You talk to the person that you wanna, you know, kind of like is annoying you or getting uncomfortable. And if you say like, you know, like jokingly, like if it's in your personality to be uh, light, like you have a light personality and you don't set it seriously, they're not gonna take it seriously. So very important that you know how to communicate effectively about, you know, what is bothering you and how you can, you know, you both can work together in that aspect. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Again, like you said, boundaries across every range, like
Mm-hmm.
friends, family, significant others, co-workers, whatever the case might be. Again, this is just about respect at the end of the day. Like, if you're, I would start off with like, listen, I'm going to give you respect starting off, and then you're either going to add to that or you're going to take it away, right? So if you start disrespecting me, if you start crossing boundaries that I set or that I told you, right? Like you didn't know I
Mm-hmm.
had that boundary, and then I tell you about it, and then you do it again. Then obviously you just don't care and don't respect me. So very easily we just that's it. We'll just cut the relationship right there, and that's it. We don't have to
Yeah.
keep talking.
Honestly, there's not much to do. If the person doesn't respect you, we talk about this, especially if it comes to your significant other, like your partner. If that person don't respect you, I don't think, I don't believe you should stay next to the person, even if you
At
guys
that
can
point,
work
that's
on
just
it
like a
together.
scarcity mindset, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you feel like there's nobody else, but there's so many other people, and there's
Mm-hmm.
plenty of people out there that will definitely respect you and your time. So
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
tolerate just nonsense just simply because you don't because you have this mentality of like there isn't other options. There always are. You just
They're
have to
always
look for
up.
them.
What is
You
it?
don't even have to look for them. They're there. You just have to open your eyes.
No, they just come to your life on the right timing. Also, I feel like
I
they
find
just.
it analogous to like you think you lost your keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're looking in your house everywhere for those keys, and then the moment you stop looking, you find the keys. They were
Yeah,
right in front of you the whole
that's
time,
true.
but you got so stressed out and so just messed up with the idea that you lost your keys that you just didn't look in the most obvious
Yeah,
places.
you look in the wrong places. That happened to me all the time, yo.
Yeah.
That shit used to be annoying. But yeah, that's absolutely true. So, you know, depending on what you're looking for, you shouldn't be looking for that thing. For example, if you are an helpless romantic and you wanna find love, then don't think or don't go every like that the new person that you meet. Don't think that they're gonna be your love of your life, because chances are they're not. So, you know, that's sort of things, you know, kind of comes
But I
naturally.
think what you pursue kind of always evades, right? Like
Mhm.
whatever you go after, it always pulls back and it'll keep pulling
It's
back.
like chasing. So think about like that perspective of chasing. If you chase something, the thing, you know, the fact that you are chasing, that means that the thing is running away from you. Because you wouldn't chase if the thing is running away from you. It wouldn't if it wouldn't be running away from you. So if the fact that you have the mentality that you're chasing, or that you know, you want to chase something, like it can be, you know, a girl, it can be your job, it can be a career, then it's running away from you. Just the idea that you are chasing, that means that whatever you are chasing is running away from you. So let it go, because it's not meant to be. Because, you know, you're just putting a lot of energy in there, where you can allocate the energy towards something that, you know, you're passionate about, and something that makes you halfway there. So it's coming towards you. Opportunities, woman, anything.
Sure. Food. Food
Oh,
is definitely a big
food.
one, man.
Oh, yo, yesterday I had,
I have so much
god
left over
damn.
food right now, dude. Oh,
Oh, same. Yeah, I'm gonna go make my breakfast soon, because I'm
yeah.
kind of taste that. But
Yes.
yeah, no, yesterday was oof. It was a good day.
Yeah.
I
For
made
sure.
wings for the first time. Barbecue salsa wings. That shit came out
Perfect. Nice.
delicioso, my friend. It was good. It was good. It was a good day yesterday.
Be a better day today.
And it's better today. Yeah, it's a
I feel
nice
like the
day.
leftovers are usually always taste a little bit better.
No cap, actually. That's true. But yeah, it's a
All
beautiful
right.
day out there too. I'm gonna see if I go get a haircut, because my hair is kind of crazy, bro.
Yours is crazy. I have to have mine in a ponytail, man.
Nah, bro, but you're letting it grow though.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
I
cool.
think that covers that. Setting boundaries, set them, make sure you respect them, don't push them back. Somebody crosses a line, listen, that's it.
Yeah,
Don't.
don't be afraid to set boundaries, because that's very important. It shows that you have respect for yourself. I
For
think
sure,
that's
and
very
it's just protecting yourself as well. Like,
important.
again, if you don't set the boundary or you keep pushing that boundary further back, you're just going to build this resentment and this anger inside of you that eventually is just going to blow you up,
Hmm.
and it's just going to be adding stress throughout every day. So I would say, set them, respect them, and that's it. All right, so let's jump into the fitness section here.
Yep.
So this one
Um,
shouldn't be too long.
right. For the fitness section, we have strength training and different workloads. You can start with that.
Yeah.
If that's yours.
So this one is basically just giving you information. There's not really much in the form of recommendations or anything.
Right.
You can try these things out, see which one works for you, and then take it from there.
Mhm.
But I'll give you a little bit of just like ideas as to why you would want to use these type of workloads. But
Mhm.
so we start off with the traditional 3 sets, 8 to 12 repetitions. That's what you would generally be doing in terms of just trying to build some solid strength and muscle. This one, it's tried and true. People do it all the time. It always usually works. But again, depending on the person, maybe you don't like that repetition range, or maybe you want to do a little bit less work or a little bit more. But that's basically that one. After that, we jump into a traditional strength training routine, which is called the 5 by 5. So that one is 5 sets, 5 reps for
Mhm.
every exercise. Again, this one's tried and true basics into building strength and muscle. This one you can kind of load up a little bit more on the weight just because you're doing less repetitions, but you're doing more sets. Um, Again, not really much more to discuss there other than the fact that you can try that one and see how you like that one.
Right.
Um, Really good for beginners if you're starting off and haven't really done much in terms of strength training, just because like that one it's a sweet spot in terms of just developing strength and muscle. Um, the other one, the 3 by 8 or 3 by 12, similar idea, but you have to do a little bit less weight, so you won't build as much strength over time. Um, See, the next one we have is pyramid, right?
Mhm.
So pretty simple. 3 sets. The first set you do 6 reps. Second set you do 8. Last one you do 10.
Right.
Right? Or it's the other way around. 10, 8, 6. So that
But you go
one, like a
backwards, right?
pyramid, huh?
You go backwards with the pyramid
You
in the
can.
first
You,
bit.
you can do a reverse pyramid, but that's the next one I want to talk about.
Okay.
So
Okay.
with the pyramid, right? So you have a base layer, the biggest one, 10 reps. The one above that, 8. Last one, 6. And you can keep doing that. You can keep stacking it.
Mhm.
Um, Again, this one is more for just building muscle hypertrophy.
Right.
It's just burning yourself out. Oftentimes you can do this with combining it with drop sets, right? So, well, not necessarily the case, but you can do it with drop sets. Next one, drop sets, is basically you're doing 10 sets of 10, and let's say you're starting off with the most amount of weight on the first set. Then the next set, without taking a break, you drop the weight down and you do another 10 reps. Keep dropping the weight, keep doing more sets until you get to 10 reps or 10 sets, and you have basically no weight. So this usually you'll see this often with like a guy doing bench press, right? They start off with like the most amount of weight they can do, 10 reps, drop the weight another 10, drop the weight another 10. Same thing with squats. Um, Again, this one is more for just like burning yourself out, really focusing on just trying to gain as much size as possible,
Mhm.
pumping as much blood into the muscles, getting a really good pump. The one after that is the reverse pyramid. So instead of starting with the biggest layer at the bottom, we start with the smallest one and we work our way up. So 6, 8, 10. And with this, you're starting with the heaviest weight in the beginning, then you go medium, and then you go light with the most amount of reps. This one I kind of like just to do when you're starting to stagnate.
Mhm.
So one of the big things is that people start plateauing at some point and they stop seeing as much results. And that's usually due to the fact that your body kind of just adjusted to the training style that you've been doing. So when you do a reverse pyramid, it's a shock to the system, and it kind of helps you build a little bit more muscle on top of whatever you have already, simply because you change the routine. So with a lot of these things, variety is the key. You have to change it up from time to time. Otherwise, your body kind of just gets used to it, and then you stop getting benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just stagnate. Then the last one that I have for you is a 5-3-1. So as it suggests, 5 reps, 3 reps, 1 rep. This one is for purely building strength.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you do it, you start off with your first set of 5 reps with like 75% of max weight, 70 to 75. The second set, which is 3, you're doing about 80 to 85, and then the last one you're doing about 90% of your max. So what I mean by max is a 1 rep max is the most amount of weight you can lift in any one set.
Mm-hmm.
So like hypothetically, let's say you can deadlift 405 for 1, that's your max weight. Like you can't go past 405 because you just don't have the strength yet. So instead of doing that, you drop it down by 10%, so let's say around 380, and you're only doing 1. And then on like a cycle, so like a 3-week cycle, you kind of just adjust it so that every 3 weeks you're kind of increasing the weight little by little. That way you can build on that strength and then blow past the plateau of 405. And yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of information. There's a lot of variety that you can get. I mean, you can use to go out. You can work out. What I usually do is with the pyramids. I usually start with the reverse pyramid when I'm trying to build the strength and muscle. But I would definitely suggest to like experiment with each of them and see what works for you. And also like each of these are meant for something different, like Randy mentioned. So usually a smaller set of reps but higher weight is for strength building. So if you want to build, you want to get big, you want to build muscle. But then lower weight with higher sets are usually more for like
Endurance.
endurance and kind of like what is it called?
Toning.
Toning or marking your body. So usually that's when you see like people doing like the little exercise as well. Usually that's when you want to do the little exercises to just tone your maybe your triceps or biceps, stuff like that, or like these parts in the shoulders. But yeah, so everything has a purpose. It depends on what's your goal. Also, you should do accordingly. So usually with the core exercise, you want to do something that challenges you. So either the pyramids or the drop sets are really good options, in my opinion, for like core exercise. For example, like what is bench press or squats or shoulder. I forget the name, but for shoulders or even for the back. Usually you want to do the pyramid or drop set. Either or works good. Or the pyramids or reverse pyramids. I noticed that they work similarly, but depends on your preference as well. But yeah, in my opinion, it's really to know what you're doing, and it's really to know to kind of understand what you're doing as well, because you cannot just go to the gym and just start doing 12 reps of biceps, 12 reps of push-ups, 12 reps of everything, because then you're just very neutral, very mono. You're not progressing, and that's not good. You want to maximize your time on the gym as well.
Yes, sir. You want to make sure that you're the least amount of time for the most amount of benefit, especially
Exactly.
if the individuals are really busy, especially with college,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't really be spending all day in the gym, even though that does happen often. I figure, like, obviously, as you get older, you kind of have to be more efficient with your time. So if you start now with the more efficient routine, as you get older, you kind of build a really solid foundation of like, I go into the gym and I get my work in. We're done within 45 minutes to an hour. That's it.
You shouldn't. I feel like you shouldn't spend more than an hour in the gym as well, because after that you just there like
You're just
45
hanging
minutes,
out.
1 hour enough. Like solid workout, I think that's enough in my opinion. I usually don't go over 1 hour, also because there's like you're spending too much time on there, wasting time. Cool. All right, I think that covers it. Let's go to the last part. Finance. What is risk management?
All right. You want to start off, or you want me to start?
You can start on this one.
Okay. So with risk management,
What,
with risk management, so for me at least, the
Mhm.
most basic, the way that I like to do it. So one of the big things is that a lot of people, especially me starting out, I didn't have any kind of plan when it
Mm-hmm.
came to my trading. I was kind of just going with the flow, letting things like when I saw something drop a lot, I was like, huh, maybe I shouldn't invest in that because I don't know when it's going to stop dropping. Or when something just kept going up, just jumped right into it, right? Because obviously, if it's going up, it's going to continue to go up. And those are always false. Now, sometimes it's true, like like a Tesla right now, right? It just keeps going up. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like even pullbacks aren't that significant because it bounces back and it makes higher highs. But that's not always going to be the case. And Tesla is a unique case in and of itself. Um, but taking that aside, for the majority of the cases that you're usually going to come across, when you don't have a plan, you kind of just invest with emotions. That's where you're going to lose your money. So risk manager comes into play because it's a plan. It's a way to kind of mitigate what kind of risk you can take. So for me, I trade with 25,000, right? So the way I risk manage is one, I don't use my whole $25,000 to trade it at any point. What I do is I use about 40% of my account, and then which is about 10,000, which is usually why I'd say I'm trading with 10,000. And with that, I usually jump in with about half of that into any given position. And if I need a scale simply to just bring down the average, or I see that the opportunity is still getting better, I can add more to the position, I can do that. But at no point am I ever jumping in with a full position of 25 or $20,000 simply because I have nowhere to maneuver. Because if the thing goes south, I can't drop my position. I can't bring down my average because all my money's already in there. But if I start with a lower amount, I can slowly increment if the thing doesn't go according to plan, or I can slowly increment if everything starts going to plan and it starts blowing up like a Tesla is, right? Um, so again, the basics of risk management is don't put all your money in,
Mm-hmm.
see where you're willing to sell out. So usually you're looking for a goal. Um, so either you have a percentage win where you're willing to take out the money. Like for me, it's 1 to 2%. Once I make my 1 to 2%, I'm done. Or a loss, about 1%. Once I lose 1% on the trade, I usually pull out the money, or I try to bring down my overall average. And then a stop loss. So let's say this is a trade that I'm going for long. So I did that example with you with PayPal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have an entry price of about 200, if an exit price of about 205 or 210, and then a stop loss at like around 190. So if it drops below 190, that's it. The trade is just going south. Like there's no point in holding that anymore. Um,
True.
so that's where you risk manage, right? So you have a plan for everything that can possibly happen, or as many variables as you can.
Absolutely. So risk management, it's a reference, I think. Well, not reference. That thing is a reference. But what it's pretty much knowing when you can walk away. So either walk away with profits or walk away with losses. So it's between those two. So usually this applies mainly on trading. It can apply on investment as well, for sure. But usually it's mainly on trading because you have higher risk when you trade more often, frequently. So you want to know what is the risk that you want to take. That's why it's called risk management. So let's say, boom, you catch a really good trade. Now, do you expect it's going to go 1%, 2%, or 3%, or even more? Now, look at the predictions and just said, because you're not going to be, well, I don't know about you, but like usually I'm not on my screen looking at the chart every single second, how it goes up and how it goes down. No, usually it helps you as well walk away with some profit. For example, okay, boom, I was trading gold. So what I did, it went up. It was like I got in at like a 92 or 93, 92 or 93 because I bought different positions, and then it reached to 96. I knew like it wasn't reached to 100. So I set my price to sell by 97. It reached to 96 something. And I was like, should I lower it? So after like a couple of minutes, not a couple of minutes, a couple hours, I checked. I was like, should I lower it? And I was like, okay, let me just leave it there for now. And it reached to 97 for 1 second. It reached like literally for 1 second and I sold it. And then it went down to 96. So usually that's, how you kind of look in profit. but now it's over 97 actually. I knew how to walk away on that. But now when it comes to losses as well, you don't want to lose too much money. For example, on the trade, it's a risky trade. So you said, okay, so how much percentage I'm willing to risk? Is it 1%, 2%? So if it goes below this 2%, I know I can make more money in another trade. So also it's very helpful to understand that, because you don't have to back hold just because kind of you thought this trade was going to be good, but
Then
you
it
just
goes
back
south.
hold to that point.
Mhm.
But yeah,
So yeah, like the whole point again is just like give yourself an exit strategy, or like just pretty much just give yourself an exit strategy if things do go according to plan, or if
mm-hmm.
they don't. Um, Again, like I've already told you, like for me, if I don't get what I want, so like I go into my trade and I usually where I decide to exit the trade is about a 1% loss. So at a
Right.
1% loss, I can either make the decision of I can scale or I can bring down the average and add more to the position because I feel like this is only a temporary pullback and I know it's going to bounce and make higher highs. Or if I'm not confident in the trade anymore, then boom, I just sell the position.
Right.
Um, but again, like I started with a small position, right? I didn't go in with a heavy position. If I go in with a heavy position, like I immediately start off my trade with a $10,000 position and my plan is to scale from there, I can do that because my account has enough funds for that. But
Mm-hmm.
the problem is going to be at 10,000, 1% loss is 100.
Yeah.
And if things start really going south really fast, 2%, 3%, 4%, you've seen it. I've dropped as low as 10% on one given trade with $10,000, which is over 1 grand lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
You
the
can
risk that you
recover
take.
from that, right? But like that's a big risk. And if you can't manage your emotions well, you're either going to sell out or you're going to have to take that loss on the chin.
Oh yeah, we should definitely talk about emotions on trading. I think that's a huge topic. I have a few ideas for that. But emotions plays huge when it comes to trading or investing. You don't like, if you are an emotional person, maybe it might not be for you unless you can control those emotions. I'm not an emotional person. I'm very I'm very
Very
unemotional. But yeah.
cerebral, methodical.
Now I'm very logical when it comes to anything. Like even with women, I'm very logical. I don't go like emotions.
Kind of
Like,
have to.
here's my love. But
No, I
no,
mean we can do that from time to time, right? Like again,
yeah,
you got to be logical about these things. You can't just.
facts. I mean, it's good to be emotional in some aspects, I think, on life, but
We're
usually when it
emotional
comes,
creatures at heart.
yeah, we have a heart, so I guess cool. but when it comes to trading, you do want to control your emotions, because that's how the market works. Not gonna lie, because people think, so sees the news. Let's say, what's a big news? Like really bad news that just happened. Let's see, like a really bad news that crashed the market. I
Bad
boom.
news?
Hmm? Well, it
No.
can be okay. Okay, let's talk like on the pandemic. What people thought, why the market fell so bad.
Hmm.
It was because people were afraid. They were scared. Like, oh, what's the kind of like unexpected? Oh, what am I gonna do? What is gonna happen with the economy? Blah blah blah. And now everybody start thinking on that mentality. So what they start doing, sell, 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 sell. So that's driven by emotion, and that's what volatility also happens. So if something is very hype, like Tesla right now, people are gonna be like, oh, this is a good investment, but they're not thinking straight. They'll be like, they don't think that it's kind of overvalued, even though Tesla kept growing, like let's say 2 or 3% more, and they just getting at the when it was like very high. They don't think that it's gonna go down, because if you look at like the history of Tesla, it always makes good height, but it always bounces down and then always goes back again. So you can wait for the bounce rather than buy on the top, because it's always buy low, sell high. That's rule number
Nah,
one.
bro. It's buy high, sell low.
No, it's not buy high.
No. You're right. I was just trolling.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I'm not
The
that
people
dumb.
that lose most money, they buy high and they sell low.
Yeah, that's true. You end up losing money in that. So there's a lot of emotions involved when it comes to trading as well. So we can talk about this on separate topics. I think I cover it.
Yeah, that's good.
You got any news updates?
Not particularly. The vaccine news is still rolling out. So,
Yeah.
again, all those industries that were lagging are still making higher highs, doing really nice. up like 40% on Carnival Cruise Line, so that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the EV sector is still killing it. Tesla's still pumping higher and higher. Can't complain about that. If you're making trades and on those, congratulations. I would assume probably we're gonna keep pushing higher until we get into the S&P 500 with Tesla, which is
Yeah,
set
for
to
sure.
happen within like December 12th and the 21st, I believe, or something like that. So you still have a little bit of time. But again, like at these heights, overcorrections, so big pullbacks will not be too surprising. So if you're already in and you want to lock in some profits, I would highly suggest that. You'd sell like 50, 70% of your position, wait to see what's going to happen. If you want to add more, do that. That also goes back to risk management, right? Take your profits and then keep a little position. If it keeps averaging up or going higher, then you can add in more. Or if not, then you can pull out the whole position.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's about it for my section. Market's about to open here soon, so I think start trading here, have some fun, make some money.
I think I'm gonna be trading today too. I'm gonna lie,
Sweet.
so I don't get bored. Now I'm actually. I have a good position of JDST right now. I'm gonna see. So I bet up against gold. I've been trading gold this past week. It's been fun.
You've been doing good, right?
I've been doing good.
That's all that matters.
On my end, on news, Bitcoin dropped really bad. It was over 19,000. Right now, it's just made 17,000. So it dropped 2K in one day. Actually, it was in 2 days. The period of 2 days. And that's what I was mentioning to Randy. Remember, I told you once it was like 18K. I was like, it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop. I'm not getting in, and I haven't got it in. And I believe it's gonna keep dropping because the bubble burst and the hype burst. I will be surprised that it can keep, like, it can hold over 15K. But we will see. Right now, the chart seems to an uptrend. I don't know how long it's gonna hold it because there's not a lot of fundamentals behind it. And also a lot of people, they're expecting the stimulus to come by soon or later. So they rather invest on the economy rather than on crypto. And we'll see what happens. So the hype is out, and that also comes to emotions. Like they saw that Bitcoin was starting to grow. Like let's say it reached 13K. People were like, oh, it's gonna happen again. Emotions. Pour all their money on crypto. It reached 19K. People were like, it made highs, like it made super highs ever since 2017. It's time to get out. It's time to lock in profits. And everybody start getting out at that point. So that's what happens. That's what the market works because we make the market. Cool.
And the market moves with emotions.
Yeah, literally. Cool. Another news on my end. Oh yeah, the vaccines are still on play. There were some controversies with that one on from Oxford, but we will see what happens with that. Bad Bunny's albums came out yesterday. One song is kind of fire, low key. Yeah, that's all the news I got for you, to be honest.
All right, that's one thing about covers everything then.
Yeah, that covers all. All right, peeps. I will see.
Plebs or peeps?
Peeps.
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 All right, peeps.
All right, cool. That's pretty much it for today. It was a great week. It felt short. I'm not gonna lie. It went fast.
It definitely was.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, by the way, markets closed at 1 p.m. today. I don't know what time I'm gonna post this, but yeah. If you're hearing before 1 p.m., the markets are gonna close at 1 p.m. Other than that, next week is gonna be normal week. Black Friday today. Once again, if you're going Black Friday, be careful.
Shop online.
Yeah, 6 feet away. Cool. All right, yo. Peace out.
Peace out.
Have
Good
a good
week.
weekend, guys.
We'll be back next week.